Hola, hello everybody. It's me, Maris, and it's Sunday, and it's time for our weekly reading. And I'm kind of excited. You know why? Because did you realize this is the last week, the absolute last week of 2021? Does anybody remember the movie, the rock opera Tommy? You know, with the Who? I know, now everybody knows how freaking old I am. That's okay. I'm a lot older than that anyway. So I'm about 200 or 300 years old. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, there's a song in there, and I can't remember who the dude is singing it, but it's the guy that's hooked up with Tommy's mother, who's played by Anne Margaret. And I'm like, I can see him here, but I can't. Oliver something or other. And the song is, got a feeling 52's gonna be a good year, especially if you and me stick it in or start it out together, something like that. And so I'm over here laughing in my head, and I said, got a feeling 22's gonna be a good year, especially if you and me begin it together. So 2022 is going to be a phenomenal year. Phenomenal year. And I hope that we all can begin that year with peace, love, and harmony and good, cool, groovy things. So for this week, I am going to be using the Spellcaster's deck. I know, I love this freaking deck. I actually have this tarot deck. And for people to kind of know me personally, I'm like, I don't like tarot cards. You know, all the pictures are pretty, but, people want to argue over what it means. And with an oracle deck, you kind of have a little bit more liberty for your interpretation of how the cards come up. But I kept feeling like when I was doing, looking at tarot or thinking about tarot, that things were like kind of set in stone. And so I didn't do a lot of studying tarot cards because it was like, I'm not good at memorizing. It's like I memorize by doing. I don't memorize by rote, And so I would always have, it's kind of like if I saw something, or whatever, somebody always wanted to say, oh, it's the four of wands has this particular meaning, and I'd be going, but, and that was always my thing. I was always using the but, trying to clarify. So I kind of shied away from like regular tarot cards for a long time because it was just like, I just don't want to get into an argument, a debate, whatever, about what that particular reading means, because I might look at it and see it totally different. So that's why I kind of like always kind of used a lot of what, the oracle cards. Oracle cards made sense to me. It was just like ink blots. I could pick up, look at the things, pick up the vibration or the energy, and it all came natural. And so anyway, I don't know. So if you were the person that gave them to me, please remind me, because somebody gave me this particular deck. If this means anything, the backs of the cards, I have no idea who gave me this deck, or I don't remember. When I sat there thinking, well, let me do a little soul journeying and go on a soul journey and see if I can go back to that day. And oh, hell no, that didn't even work out. I got distracted with other things, on my journey going, oh, look at that butterfly. So I don't remember who gave me that deck, but I freaking love that deck. So, next Saturday, January 1st, and the only way that you can schedule this is by texting me. I am going to offer readings with this tarot deck in person. If you pre-purchase them, which I will give you a link, they'll be $59 for a reading. If you pay the day of, they'll be $89. And you're like, why are you charging so much? And I go, here's a perfect example. sometimes people will text me or they call me, whatever, and say they want an appointment. They really want to heal. They want to come in. They want to come in. They want to come in. In fact, sometimes they like bug me all day. And I'm like trying to get them to go online and schedule, and they don't want to do that. So they'll make an appointment with me, and I'll put it in the book, and they don't show up. Yeah. And so I'm like, so you're really not committed or serious about your healing. So I like to work with people that are committed or serious with their healing and serious about who they are and what they're going to do. It's an hour reading, Amy. And so that is why. But okay, I effing love this freaking deck. That's all I'm going to say. I have done readings on it myself, and they have been 100% accurate, almost to the point that it pisses me off, okay? Yeah. I did a reading on myself on Christmas Eve. I had to come in and work. I didn't have to. I came in and worked on Christmas Eve. Saw a couple of clients, wrapped up the day for them. Got them ready for the holiday weekend. And I did a reading, and my reading, so look back on it if you're on Facebook, look back on that reading for the first, or the reading I did on Friday. It manifested. Everything that was in there manifested. And I'm telling you, I was just like, what the fuck? Excuse my French on that. What the fuck? Why? How did that happen? But it happened. And I'm like, this deck is like really too cool. Now, the readings that I'm going to be offering on Saturday are for an hour. Normally, I do like 2-hour readings, and it's a lot more expensive. This deck, and I'm going to be honest, I don't think I can handle more than an hour connecting with each person with this deck. I've been using it for a while, and I really like the deck, and that's why I'm offering it on those days. They're not like the Oracle deck, so for me, they're a little bit different in the energy. And I'm just kind of a little concerned in myself, as like, will you give me a headache if we're in there for that long? Not you personally, but the reading itself. So, anyway, text me, 405-549-3766. I will give you the link to pay for it. I am doing the readings. I believe I'm going to start like at 9 in the morning, and I'll wrap up between 5 and 6. I don't party like that, so it's like, yeah, I'll be up fine on New Year's Day at 9 o'clock. So for those of you that are going to be up fine at 9 a.m., hey, text me, 405-549-3766. I will send you a link for you to prepay, because if it's prepaid, I'm charging $59, and if you're the person that's stubborn and goes, oh, I'll be there in cash, it's $89. So save $30 and prepay. Come on. And then I will let you know what times I do have available. So Amy, if you have a specific time, girl, you better text me and let me know what time. But without further ado, let's move forward. Let's move forward with this week's energy reading. And it's 5-carder. 5-card-er. Okay? So get your recreational or your drink or whatever, because we're going to go on a ride. The first card that we're looking at, and I'm like kind of laughing here, is Answers. So this is the week of answers. Yeah, and some of you are going, what the hell? And what I'm meaning when we're looking at this, when we're talking about answers, is that all of the questions, all of the doubts, all of the I'm not sures are going to come to a head, and I'm getting resolved, the word resolved. I'm getting the phrase exposed. coming to head. So things are going to be out on the table. And a lot of those gaps that you've been looking at or experiencing or feeling in your life, a lot of those questions that you have about life, about people, about who in the hell am I? What's my life purpose? What's really happening underneath that? All of that information is going to start spilling out and coming to a head. Coming up, where they're seen and acknowledged. Now, this here, right here, come on, come into focus, baby. Come on, come into focus. There we go. This is our obstacle card. This is a 5-card read. So remember, card number 2 is an obstacle. And what I'm seeing in here is our lack of passion. Okay, and so some of that is going to be apathy. It's like you get this information, you get, like, what's the meaning of life? And they're saying the meaning of life is to love unconditionally. And you're like, really? It's almost a sense of disappointment. And it's not really about disappointment, but it's nothing that stirs you in a way that creates a motivation or an initiative to move forward or change or grow. It's almost as if I knew that. I just had to have a confirmation. It's that kind of vibration. It doesn't strike anything that really brings this change of your energy. It almost has an apathetic distaste, with it. Like, yeah. Yeah. Now, what is the help? Because of this lack of passion is the help. Guess what? Or is the lack of passion is the obstacle. Our help here is nothing is going to get churched up. As you are looking at the reality of things, we start seeing it in a much more natural way. And what I get from this card, and I'm going to make you laugh for a brief moment, is catfishing. All right, so people talk about catfishing, and I'm like, they had a thing on TikTok this summer about catfishing, like girls looking all hot and whatever in a video or in a video chat, Skype or whatever. And I'm like, well, then I guess we all catfish every day, because, I don't always go to work. I don't always leave my house like I just got up from bed. Usually when I leave my house, and I'll be, my mother used to say that, honey, let me put my eyebrows on. So my mother would have to go and put a little bit of makeup on in order to leave the house. Okay, I do the same thing. Let me put my eyebrows on. Literally, I have no eyebrows. Let me put, I don't wear lipstick, so, there's not a lot of that. But, I got to put my eyeliner on and my eyeshadow, and, my face is kind of blotchy, so I'm putting on some cosmetics. So does that mean I'm catfishing? No, it doesn't mean that I'm catfishing. It means that I'm putting on some makeup in order to leave, So if I'm making a video, or a girl or a guy is making a video and they get, put makeup on, or, do something where they look attractive, or whatever, or stand out in that video, it's not really catfishing. They're saying, this is, like my made up self. This is my beautiful self. This is where I get my cosmetic-y self going. I want to look good. So I'm going to church it up a little bit. All right. When I look at this card here, and it's the beauty card, and it's upside down, this means that we see things, we're going to see and experience things just as they are in the raw. So we're not getting the pretty edition, we're getting the real edition. We're not getting the churched up catfished edition. We're getting the natural person next door stuff, the reality of it. And this is a help, because what we've noticed in here and coming off of this is that they've been giving us, or we've been experiencing a lot of churched up things or catfishy kind of things. And now, with the truths coming up or answers coming our way, we get to experience things in their natural form. And that's actually a really good thing, because it leads us to a excuse me, it leads us to a place that we have strength. And the word that came up when I looked at it was checkmate. Checkmate. And you got to think about, in a game, like in the game of chess, checkmate means I gotcha. I'm in control of this board, this game, this incident, this episode, this event. So when we start to experience the reality of things and accept them, accept that vibration, doesn't mean I have to engage it and embody. I can acknowledge, let me use that word acknowledge instead. Acknowledge that vibration in it. It gives us strength. When we can acknowledge what the opposing force or the opponent or whatever obstacle is, we can create that energy to where we have a strength, that we have that upper hand. And that's where this reading is leading to. So that once you start to acknowledge the reality of things, that some things really aren't that beautiful or aren't that cushy or aren't that wonderful like people are saying or whatever, that we can appreciate the naturalness of it. We can appreciate the truth. We can appreciate things as they truly are, and see those, and we grow from it, and we get tons of blessings, tons of strength, that we actually experience some wholeness and balance in that. So I'm really digging this energy this week. So yeah, you're going to find out things that you really don't want to hear, that you really don't want to know, or things that will be like, oh shit, I knew that was the truth. All it is about acknowledging that it's there, that it exists, and that we take that weakness and make it into a strength so that we can enjoy those blessings and have that upper hand over those obstacles, over those things that potentially could hold us back. So peace, love, and harmony, and I hope to see you, yes, you, this Saturday, January 1st. Text me 405-549-3766, and then I will send you a link, and you can pay for your session. If it is not paid for by the time of your session, the day before your session, then the fee will be $89 cash in person. So peace, love, harmony. Just do yourself a favor and, prepay. Make life easy. Save $30.